Shri Ram.
I'm extremely elated to be in front of all of you today to speak about Itihas, our epics, unraveling the epics and learning lessons from it. हम जब epics की बात करते हैं, when we talk about our epics, Itihasa, we talk about essentially two texts, Mahabharata and Ramayana. Why do we call them Itihas? And what is the purpose of Itihas? Itihasa is history as it was. Okay? Now there's a definition, I'm not going into it, but Itihas has a purpose. The purpose to teach us the lessons of life. So what lessons can we learn from the Itihas? I will share one with you, which is one of my favorites, and let's see what you think about it. Okay? I'll take this from Ramayana. You all know Sri Ram sent on Vanvas. He was sent on exile. Why was he sent on exile? Does anybody know? Or rather, why did he accept to go on exile? Zor se? Because? Why did he accept to go on exile? What are we told? No one? Okay, so we are told that he went on exile because his father said, exile pe jana hai, you have to go on a vanvas. And then he went because he is an obedient son. And that is true. But let's see the situation. Let's look at the entire situation. He was groomed to be the king of Ayodhya. All his life he had worked towards that. He was the favorite of all his mothers, Kaikeyi, Kaushalya, Subhadra. He was the favorite of his father. He was the favorite of all the citizens of Ayodhya. In fact, when his name was proposed by Dashrath to become the Yuvraj of Ayodhya, to become the prince or the king of Ayodhya, Dashrath asked his citizens that why do you think Ram should become the king? Don't say yes because I want you to say it. Tell me your reasons, and everybody lists out reasons why they want Sri Ram to be the king of Ayodhya. And after that, a consensus was taken in which Sri Ram emerged as the only option that the citizens of Ayodhya wanted. The coronation was about to happen, the Rajyabhishek was about to happen. And just few hours before that, he gets a message from his father. Obviously, he's happy. In a couple of hours, the coronation is going to happen. He goes to visit his father. The father says nothing. The father, there's no color on Dashrath's face. His face is pale. And Kaikeyi tells him about the exile. She tells him that she had asked Dashrath of two wishes. Ramasya aranya gavanam, Bharatasya abhishechanam. Send Ram to the forest and make Bharat the king. And she says, your father has agreed. He's not able to say anything, but he has agreed. And hence, you must go. Can you think of the situation? Within the next couple of hours, he was going to become the king of Ayodhya. And now he stood there, saying, Eva mastu, so be it. I will go to the forest. He was okay. He looked fine, at least at that point in time. Lakshman wasn't okay. Lakshman was very, very angry. He says, why should you go to the forest? What is this punishment being inflicted on you? You have done nothing wrong. And if our father is wrong, we must ensure that the father stays on the path of dharma. Hence, badhyatam va, badhyatam va. If need be, we should capture, we should imprison our father, or we should kill him because he deserves that punishment. He is doing this only under the influence of a woman, and that decision of sending you to forest is actually not right for Ayodhya, and hence you should not listen. Sri Ram says, well, I will listen, because one, yes, he's our father, we must listen to our father. He is also the king of Ayodhya, and hence we must obey the king of Ayodhya. But there is one thing even more important that I see here. Listen to this very carefully. Sri Ram says, Krutanteva drashtavyam mata pravasane. In this exile of mine, I see a hand of destiny. As soon as Sri Ram says destiny, Lakshman says only cowards speak of destiny. What destiny, destiny? We have it in us to change our destiny. Only cowards will give in to destiny. Sri Ram says, no, let me explain to you. He says, till date, all these years of my life, I have done nothing at all to hurt Kaikeyi Ma. I have treated her as I would treat my mother, Kaushalya Ma. More importantly, Kaikeyi Ma has done nothing till date to discriminate between me and Bharat. She has loved me like her own son. Yet, today, here I am, with Kaikeyi Ma wanting to cause me pain. And my father, he loves me more than his life, is saying nothing. He has given his acceptance to Kaikeyi Ma. Clearly, the situation is such that cannot be explained. Asankalpitam, akasmikam, nirbartya arabdham. He says this asankalpitam. It couldn't have been imagined. You know, in Hindi we have this phrase, मुंह से आके निवाला छिल गया, मुंह तक आके निवाला छिल गया. He was about to be crowned the king, and suddenly this happened. Akasmikam, accidentally, without any reason, without anything being under anybody's control. And hence, he says, I see a hand of destiny. If I do not accept this, if I keep fighting it, I will not know what destiny actually has in store for me. And hence it is only right that I accept my fate at this point in time and let my life unravel before me as I go on this vanvas. Lakshman is not fully convinced, but we know what happened. There was a much bigger destiny waiting for Sri Ram. He had to kill Ravan, who was not just a powerful king of Lanka, but he was extremely oppressive. He would take whichever woman he liked, kidnap her, abduct her, rape her. That was Ravan. He had to be shown his place. And that was the destiny waiting for Sri Ram, which wouldn't have happened if he would have kept fighting his mother and father. Now the question is, when Sita Ma was kidnapped by Ravan, Sri Ram doesn't say destiny, hone do, it's okay, we'll see what is in store for us. No, he doesn't. What does he do? He goes all across, not knowing how they were going to even get to Lanka, not knowing how that bridge was going to be built, not even knowing to begin with where Sita Ma was. But he does all of that in the worst of the circumstances, kills Ravan and rescues Sita Ji. Then what is this? Why does he not talk about destiny here? And what does that leave us with? What is the lesson that we take from here? What is the lesson that we take from here? Anybody? Obeying parents is one. Okay, now let me connect this because we are talking about epics. This is from Ramayana. Let me connect this to Mahabharata. Bhagavad Gita, you've all heard. Who narrates the Bhagavad Gita? Krishna to Arjuna. And there's a very famous shloka which says, Karmanneva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. You have adhikar, you have right only over your action, not over the outcome. Now a lot of people say, if I cannot control my outcome, why will I work? Right? That is the question. If I can't think, why will I work? To which, in the 18th chapter, Krishna talks about 5 parameters of success or failure. He says, Panchayatani Mahabaho Aranani Nibodhune. Listen to me. I'll tell you 5 factors. For what? Siddhaye Sarva Karmanam. Success of all things. accomplishment of tasks, they depend on 5 things. Which are these 5 parameters? Adhisthana, Karta, Prithak Vidha Cheshta, Prithak Karan, and he says Panchamiti Daivam. So let's look at these 5 factors. First is the Karta, the doer. Let's take an example. We have to build a bridge. You need people who know how to build a bridge. We need engineers who know how to put the structures in place. If the engineer is not good, or if we take somebody who is not qualified enough, the bridge is not going to be built, it is going to be a failure, for sure. You need the right apparatus and the right resources. You need cement, you need gravel, you need stone, you need all of that is required to build a bridge. If the quality is compromised, or if the right apparatus are not used, again the bridge will not be built, obviously. Third is Prithak Vidha Cheshta, the process that has to be followed. Things have to happen in a sequence. If that is botched up, again the task is going to fail, again the bridge won't be built. Fourth, Adhisthana. Adhisthana is a surrounding condition. When you decide to build a bridge or a building or whatever, you will take care of the area where it is being built. You will see what is the probability of earthquake over there, all of that, and then you decide. If that is not done well, then again the project is going to fail. But once you have taken care of all of those, the doer, the apparatus and resources, the surrounding conditions, the process, you still have one factor in project management. Anybody can tell me what that is? It is called the risk factor. Everybody's heard of the risk factor? That risk factor is what Krishna calls Panchamiti Daivam. That 5th factor is where the destiny comes into play. However, the destiny can do nothing if the Purusharth is not done. We can't say, chalo, I won't study, it's all my Daivat. My destiny will decide if I have to pass, my destiny will pass me. No. Only if you work hard can destiny come into play. But once you've done all that you could under your control, and still the outcome is not for what you desired, does that mean we give up hope? Does that mean we become depressed? No. We keep fighting. First, we go back to the 4 factors. Did we do our best? Did we put in what we had to? Once that is done, we say, okay, fine, I've done my best. Now, maybe there is something else. Maybe there's some other path that is meant for me. And you look at the lives of any great person, people who today we consider successful. Jack Ma, Alibaba. How many times did he fail? How many times did he get rejections from Harvard? But because he did not make it to Harvard or any other B school, he set up Alibaba. And today Harvard calls him to give talks. Any great person, any successful person will have this journey. Which basically means you don't give up hope. Failures and successes are a part of life. What is in our control is to give our best, to do our best, to do with all our dedication, and eventually leave it to the Daivam to guide us and show us the way. This is a lesson we learn from Itihasa, from the life of Sri Ram and the words of Sri Krishna. Thank you so much for being here.